Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be covering the patch notes for the recent Arena of Valor update on July 2023. This update is pretty big and it has a lot of new features added into the game, so I decided to make one for it. I'll also put the link of these patch notes in the description, so if you guys want to check it out yourself, you can do it. And also, if I give any incorrect information, and feel free to correct me in the comment section so that I can pin your comment, and everyone in the community will be benefited. Okay, so let's just get right into the patch notes. First of all, the battlefield changes. This is, I think, the biggest one yet. Since they have been noticing that the Holy Dragon or the Abyssal Dragon is not very effective and players still tend to take the Dark Slayer, they have upgraded or buffed the Abyssal Dragon a little bit. So it's actually a huge buff. This is what it does. There is two stages, Thunder of Light and Holy Lightning. So Thunder of Light is from the normal Abyssal Dragon and the Holy Lightning is from the Holy Dragon, which spawns at 8 minutes, right? I'm not sure, but that is the Thunder of Lightning. So what this basically does is, you can attack 3 enemies. So it's like Blitz Blade. You will summon a lightning which will travel and attack 3 enemies. And it also deals a lot of damage. Look at this. For minions it deals 60 and plus 40 per level. And for heroes it deals additional 30 and 20 per level. So overall it deals 90 plus 60 per level for heroes. So that's a lot of magic damage. And you can also deal that to 3 enemies every 3 seconds. So that's really strong. And then the Holy Dragon deals even more than that. It basically does the same ability but with more damage. So you get 150 plus 75 per level. So that's a lot of magic damage, guys. So since this is really overpowered, they have decided to buff the Dark Slayer as well. And the Dark Slayer's one is the most interesting one. You get a new ability called the Slayer's Path. So basically, in whatever lane you summon the Dark Slayer, you will get 2 clouds like this from your core to the enemy core, and the Dark Slayer will be going in that path, right? So what this does is, as soon as you spawn the Dark Slayer, this path will be created, and when the path is created, all the minions, the enemy minions that are in the lane will die instantly, and all the gold will be collected. 30% more gold will also be collected and distributed to all 5 members of your team. So instead of just one person getting all the gold that they go and collect, this shockwave killing minions will give you gold to the entire team, and 30% more gold than usual as well, which is really good. And then if you are standing in the path of the Slayer, you will get 10% damage reduction and also 10% more damage to turrets and nexuses. The total duration of the effect is 60 seconds. And then the usual before that, they have improved the summoning ability. Previously, if you got a Dark Slayer, you have to go all the way to the Abyssal lane in order to spawn it there. But now you can just click this button. As you can see in this image, you can click it and select which lane you would like to deploy it, and then it will come there. You don't need to walk all the way there to deploy. Okay. And then Infinite Slayer's Wrath. So this is yet another buff, I think. I'm not sure if this existed before. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah, right? You get additional damage when you kill the Dark Slayer. And it's pretty much the same as the Abyssal Dragon, but you don't attack 3 enemies. You just deal damage to 1 enemy. More magic damage to 1 enemy. And you also get the 40% max HP shield that you get when you kill the Dark Slayer. Okay. And then the third one is about the jungle. And they haven't released it yet. They have told that they will release it sometime in the future, and that is for the first 4 minutes. If you enter the enemy jungle, you will be dealing 15% less damage. So they have brought this change so that jungle invasion will become lesser, because players are not letting other players farm in the early game, which is affecting the overall gameplay of that player a lot and their entire team. So they are making you weak if you try to invade. So they, in hopes of preventing the invasions, not just to enemy heroes, you will also deal less damage to enemy creeps. So stealing jungle is also going to be a bit harder than before. Okay, let's just not look at all these visual things, doesn't really matter. Okay, about Pain, guys. So I mean, not Pain, Kane. Okay, Kane is the rework for Batman. So they have basically removed Batman from the game, and they have introduced Kane, who is the same as Batman. But there is an interesting change, and that is his passive will give him invisibility. For Batman, when you use your ult, you become invisible, right? But instead of that, if you use your passive, so the passive is basically you just need to not attack anything, and there will also be a range around you, and if no enemies are coming inside the range, you will become invisible automatically. Wait, let me give you a picture to demonstrate that. Okay, so here this is Kane, guys. The hero on screen is Kane, and you can see the red color circle around him, right? So if there is no enemy within the circle for 5 seconds, and if Kane is also not attacking anything, he will become invisible. That's cool, right? The bar beneath his HP bar will fully fill up, and then he will become invisible. And if he goes near an enemy, even if he doesn't attack, the bar will slowly go down and he will become visible again. I'll make a tutorial if you guys want on this new hero, but it's not very different. Only the passive is different. The first ability is still the same as Batman, the second ability is pretty much the same as Batman, and the third ability is also the same, except he doesn't get invisible if you use third ability. It's just the attack. So the invisibility has been moved to the passive. Okay, other hero balances. Pain and Rourke have the same balances. Their auto attack range has been reduced a little bit. Okay, so Pain, whenever he uses an ability, or he has pretty good range than other heroes, right? Even with the melee attacks, but they are reducing the range a little bit. Quillen is actually getting a buff, and his second ability is going to deal more damage to everyone. So a slight buff, not that much damage increase, just a little bit, but it should really help out. Brunhilde is getting a buff as well. Whenever she uses her ultimate, her first ability will reset now. So if she can you can use your first ability, go very fast, turn on your ult, shoot, and then when you turn it off, your first ability will come back again so that you can run away or you can chase the enemy. Okay, and this is the most interesting buff according to me. Teamy is getting a buff finally, and magic build Teamy video is coming, guys, because Teamy has 0 cooldown on his first ability now. So if you turn on your first ability, it will be charging, and then like for 2.5 seconds or 3 seconds after charging, you will deal more damage and more stun, right? If you hit an enemy when it's fully charged, you will get your cooldown reset immediately, so you can immediately use it again and do the attack again. So there is 0 cooldown on his ability if you allow it to fully charge an attack. So if you cancel it, or if you do the attack prematurely, you will get slight cooldown reduction, but if you fully charge it and if you attack, you will get 0 cooldown. So you can basically spam your first ability. And then these are the two like very important in terms of the balance between heroes, and that is the Eclipsing Bow and also the Diminisher. So these two are, one is for melee heroes and the other is probably for, one is for range heroes and the other is meant to be for melee heroes from all the stats that we can see. So let's go over this one first. This is 2000 rupees, gives 30% attack speed, 10 critical chance, and 5% movement speed, which is all a marksman item for sure. And then the passive, whenever you deal damage, you will deal additional 50 damage and additional 100 if you are using a ranged hero, and you have cooldown of 0.35 seconds, which is on the long run a lot of damage. and the active ability is most important. So active ability is basically you need to click the button in order to turn on the ability, and the active ability of this equipment is it will increase the range of your hero by 150. So I don't know how much 150 is, but I think it's pretty high. So you will be able to attack enemies very far away for 5 seconds, and your movement speed will also be increased by 20 seconds. So even if they are running, you can chase them and attack them even if they are very far away. But the downside to this equipment is, I think this is the downside. It will restrict you from using bow of slaughter. So if you are using bow of slaughter, you cannot use this equipment because only one of the active abilities can be used at a time. Okay, and then this is the most important equipment, guys, the diminisher. This is 2120. It gives 100 damage, 10% cooldown reduction, and also 500 max HP. So perfect equipment for any warrior. And the effect passive is cripple. Whenever you attack an enemy, they will become slow by 30%, and the damage that they deal will be reduced by 20% for 3 seconds. And this ability has a cooldown of 8 seconds. Okay, and then you also have an active ability which you have to click the button in order to turn it on, and that is sturdy. You gain 40% damage reduction for 2 seconds. You can also use it when you are under crowd control. What is this? The passive ability allows you to reduce the damage dealt by the enemy, and the active ability increases your damage reduction. So basically for 3 seconds you will be taking half the damage that you are meant to take. So for example, if Kriknak or Wukong, so let's just say you are Florentino, you are playing Florentino, you have 3000 gold, and their enemy Kriknak is fed, he has 5000 gold. He is very fast, he is just flying towards you and he is going to attack you. If you turn on this equipment at the perfect time and if you attack him once, he will only be dealing 50% of the damage that he was meant to deal to you for 3 seconds. So heroes like Wukong and Kriknak, they just jump on you, burst damage heroes, deal all the damage in less than 2 seconds, right? So you can pretty much counter all the damage. Like only half of the damage will be dealt to you, you won't die, and then you can fight back and kill them. This also affects Zuka, Chi, Liliana. So whenever Liliana is trying to jump on you with her human form ability and then fox form, just turn it on, get 50% damage reduction, you can kill her. If Chi is attacking you, if you are going towards a brush and suddenly Chi comes from inside, uses her first ability, knocks you up, tries to smash you against the wall, quickly press this ability and you will gain half the, like 50% damage reduction overall. Chi is also dealing less damage, you also have more damage reduction, and Chi's entire combo will deal only 50% damage to you, and you will survive and you will have a better chance of fighting back. So I think this is a very powerful equipment, and it also buffs Florentino a lot because Florentino in the late game is very bad, but having this 40% damage reduction as soon as you enter a team fight will change things a lot. You also have immunity with your ult, and if you use this equipment you also have damage reduction. So I don't know about this equipment, but it seems overpowered. Now the first thing that will come to you guys' mind is, what if we use it with Omen? So Omen has 70% damage reduction with his second ability. So if you use this equipment with Omen's second ability, you should get 110% damage reduction, basically making you invincible, right? It doesn't work like that. As you can see in the bracket, all damage reduction effects can only stack up to 80%. So yeah. So that's going to be it, guys. This is my opinion, and I think this last equipment that I was talking about is going to affect the meta a lot, and I think assassins will fall off the meta. Not every assassin, but assassins that rely on one shot one kill, they are going to be out of the meta, I think. Let me know your opinions as well. All these other things are not very significant. You can check it out. I'll put the link of these patch notes in the description. Go check it out yourself, and let me know if you have any doubts, and if I gave you any incorrect information, please correct me and we'll pin your comment. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.